So this is the follow-up to the little trailer video that I did yesterday where I talked about, I was asking, why is Darth Dawkins lying about his age? Before I get to that though, I want to play another clip. This is a comment that Darth made a few days ago. I've already did a video about it, but I just want to repeat that clip to show the comment that he made. Here's that clip.
Troll, right? I'll go in there and I'll say, yeah, I'm a theist who doesn't lie. What would you like to hit me with?
So the audio wasn't perfect on that, but he said, quote, "I'm a theist who doesn't lie. What would you like to hit me with?" Unquote. So I had already did a video about that comment. And number one, the problem with that comment is that even Darth's own worldview, or what he claims, I should say, to be his worldview, which is the Bible contradicts what Darth said. And like I said, I made a video about that. So that is a contradiction. And also, according to Darth Dawkins, his worldview should not have any contradictions, or does not have any contradictions in it. Not even part of his worldview. He says a worldview is made up of a system of beliefs. All right, so he also says that a worldview is either true in its entirety or it is not entirely true. All right, so anyway, let me continue with what I'm doing here in this video, because after I had heard that conversation, I shouldn't say conversation, I should say a dialogue script. After I heard the dialogue script between Darth and the other guy, and right now I'm referring to the part where Darth had told the guy first. He said, "I'm 60," and then a couple seconds later, in the same conversation, he said, "I'm 61." And the guy actually kind of thought maybe he was lying. So when he asked Darth, "Are you lying about your age?" that's when Darth kicked him out. But that got me thinking, it's kind of strange. I mean, I can understand that somebody could actually momentarily forget their age. I understand that. But there's a little more to this, and when I dug a little deeper, I found a couple more things that are inconsistent with 3 or 4 of the claims that Darth has made in the past about his age. Now I'm going to play one clip which was from maybe about 3 years ago. I'm going to play that clip, and here is that clip.
God of the Bible and his unique property set.
Okay. Such as what?
Well, don't you know as a Christian?
No, I do, but what are they to you?
Do you know what God's unique property set is?
Do you know what God's unique?
Okay, listen, dude. Listen to me. Okay,
right.
I'm in my 50s. I don't debate or even converse with people like we're at the 9th grade cafeteria lunch table. Okay.
All right, so that was a video where Darth mentioned that he was in his 50s. And if you notice the date on that, that was from June 20, and that was from the year 2019. Okay, so in other words, Darth was in his 50s at that, on that date. So what I'm doing here, I'm going to assume, let's say, just for the sake of argument, that Darth was 59 years old, and that was the last day that he was actually 59 years old. In other words, let's assume that the next day after that, he would have turned 60 years old. If someone is 60 years old, they are not normally going to round down. In other words, if someone is 60 years old, they're not going to say, well, I'm in my late 50s. Or they're not going to say, I'm in my 50s. If someone is 60 years old, even if it was the first day that they were 60 years old, they would say they're 60 years old. Okay, so let's say that on June 20th of 2019, Darth Dawkins is 59 years old, and that's the last day of the year that he is going to be 59 years old. Okay, now if that's the case, how old will Darth Dawkins be on June 20 of 2020? Well, the answer, he would be 60 years old on June 20 of 2020. He would be 61 on June 20 of 2021. And this year, he would be 62 years old on June 20 of this year. Now remember, I'm assuming on all of the above figures that this would be the last day of the year where Darth would actually be that age. So in other words, another way to put that, I'm assuming that his birthday is on June 21st. If his birthday is on June 21st, then for example, that would mean that on June 21st of the year 2019, he would turn 60 years old. Same thing with the following number. On June 21st of 2020, he would be 61. So I think everyone here is getting the idea of what I'm trying to show.
To reveal himself, and without God revealing himself, one could not invoke the actuality of God. Okay?
Okay.
That's what the Bible says. Okay? Now,
Yes,
again, listen to me, young man. I'm 60 years old. I've been debating atheists and unbelievers for 12 years. I even interact with people who feign being Christian. I'm not easily fooled. Okay? Now, I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just telling you from my point of view, your claim is suspect in my eyes.
Wait, how old did you say you were?
60. 61.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 'cause to my knowledge, you were 61. So when you said 60, I was suspect of you lying about your age. But if you clarify,
okay, fuck off, get out of here, you piece of garbage.
This is not the dark.
Okay, now if you notice the date of that video, that was on April 22 of this year. So on April 22 of this year, Darth claimed, I should say he made an adjustment. He said he was 61 years old. Now, how does that match up with the above figures? My question would be, how could Darth say that he is 61, he's still 61 years old on April 22nd of this year, when, if we go by the above figures, he would have to be starting on June 21st of last year, he would have to be 62 years old. Okay, now not only is that a problem, but I'm going to show another clip which even adds further to the problem. Here's that clip.
Heard them many times. That's why.
And why is that a problem? Why is that a problem?
It's not a problem. I'm just telling you.
But spiel. But come on. How old are you?
I'm 71.
Okay, so you're older than I am. You and I both know. Okay, I'm 62. Right? You and I both know.
Okay, did you see the date on that? The date on that was June 22nd. And on that date, Darth claimed he was 62. But how could that be? Because if you look at the above numbers, Darth would have to have turned 63 years old on June 21st of this year. So how could he say he was 62 on June 22nd? So, unless Darth Dawkins has discovered how to bend time, or maybe he has built a time machine, other than that, and I don't think he's smart enough for that, something is not quite right. Something here has to be a lie, one way or the other. But who could possibly imagine that? Who could possibly, in their wildest dreams, think that Darth Dawkins, and remember, we all know he is a fantastically beautiful, fantastically wonderful Christian who, by his own, I want to say, his own cliche. Yeah, that's his word. So his cliche is, quote, I'm a theist who doesn't lie, unquote. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please feel free to leave a comment.